Hey, hey, hey! 7 o'clock in the morning, December 21st, on a Sunday. Plans today. We are going to do some mudding. I did one bucket yesterday, and I brought up that warm water, but I have one jug up here of cold water. So guess which one I grabbed? An ice cold bucket. So I kept having to stop and warm up my hands. So today, get this moved. Take that empty right there. All right. Pull the water can off and set it on the cooler. And I got to start collecting up tools and stuff. We are going to stick everything underneath. So that way when I make mud, I'm going to start on the front wall here. I got to pull some moss out before I get started. I got this right here to pull out. Well, not that, but got a little bit there. Just pull it out, throw it on the floor. I kind of push this in with a screwdriver, so it might take a minute to get it out, but pull it out. So you want to pull it out, because this is all going to be mudded. Yep. I was going to do it all in moss a while back, and I just decided, nope. The only thing mossed is up here against the roof. It's got to breathe. So, I mean, if there's a little stuff in here, it's not bad. Here. Get up here with a screwdriver. Alright. Hey, you guys get moss in your face. And then that, if I can't get it out, I'll push it through. I'll push it outside. That's fine. Now we gotta come over to here. Pull out all that. Then I'm going to have to pull this plastic back a little bit and pull all that out. The reason being is there's going to be mud in there. So this was done for naught. So pull all this out. Yeah. Let's see what I'm doing here. Pull all this moss out. Right? Still got some moss up here. I was trying to pull this out the other day. Just push it through. Because we don't care, or we don't want us to act fool. We'll just go ahead and pull it out. Then we go back to get here between the logs. And pull all that out. Pull this out. The other day I was trying to get this out of here, and it was so cold it was frozen. So now, I'll go ahead and pull it all out. Come on. Get out of there. Alright. Now I'm not going to get on this wall for a little while, but all I got to do is push it through I just want enough pulled out to where I can. Oh yeah. Throw the mud in there. All right. Now when I get this done, I'll pull this moss. Oh, I mean, when I get this done, then I can go ahead and start mudding. Push this stuff through. Push it through. Still a little moss up in there. Little moss is not going to hurt nothing. I want the mud in here. Because I'm going to mud all the way around this door. And like I said, if I can't get it out, I'll just push it on through. Kind of fix some of this and get it pushed back up. Oop. Push just a little too much. We'll just add some. All right. There's some of this back up in there. Oops, I got a hole there. But I've got plenty of moss down here that I just pulled out. Okay. I think that's all the moss there was. That little piece right there. And that little piece in there. Alright. Got all the moss out of there. Now I gotta start down here. Grab the light here. Okay, when I was up underneath, I mudded all this, so I got this little part right here, that little part right there. This goes around the backside. I'll mud back there as much as possible. Now this board here, I'll go on the outside and I'll just mud this board, because I mudded all this all the way over to here, and I've got to get the edge of the door all the way up. So I mudded to there, mudded to there. And then this isn't mudded. So I got probably about half this wall. I didn't mud anything over there, no corners. So I'm gonna have to get the corners out. I just find some more fuzz over here. I'll make sure it's all out of there, because the mud don't like to stick to that. So I was working on this, but won't coming out. Come on. You're almost out there. Come on. Come on, come on. All right. A little bit better. Yep. Okay. So. Done. But, so, I'm getting the fire started. Hasn't caught really yet. Oh yes, it has. Oh, it's caught. I'll put a little extra stuff in there. That'll light up pretty good. All right. This is what this cut up foam does. I'll show you here in a second. Good fire starter. right in there. I have some little sticks underneath there, but I think they already burn up. I need to make some more kindling or go grab some kindling. But yeah, today's shot is mud. I'm gonna try and mud this wall up here. I'm gonna keep on it today. I'm not doing any hunting. So I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna get this wall done all the way down over here to the corner. I still have yet to get that. And I did a little bit on this. This will take at least a bucket or two of mud, finish all this off. But I got to take all of this stuff and underneath. So I got an empty gas can I got to take down today. That's an empty oil can I will take out. Foodstuffs might come along, which will just stick right there. Get it out of my hair. And these go that way. These go this way. That's empty. I'll just put it over there by the trash cans. Alright, so start that. That's got water in it from the other day. Start that up so I can put hot water along with, there's some cold water in there. Grab my lantern. Notice there's some cold water in there. I'm going to fill this whole bucket up and we're going to see what we can get done. So we are going good. This thing's all dried out, but I don't want to put it anywhere. This board here, I've got to cut that down. I got to start getting everything off of here. I'm going to cut it down and put it in the center of the bed just to give it a little bit of stabilization. And then these two boards I used for I used these for boarding up that window when I didn't have any plexiglass in there. So grab these two and just kind of put them here out the way. This is all moving later. But everything on this table is a must go underneath. I'll put this back over here. This is my can opener for opening those cans of stuff for the bears. These are all screws I can reuse, but they kind of stripped, which is nothing. I'll just put a different tip on there and use them. Staple gun, all that good stuff. This is a couple of Cokes that I had brought up. Those are going to go in there at some point in time. Yeah, we're just getting everything cleaned up. See, that goes for my saw, which is over there. This is the extra plastic that I had for over the wood in front. See, now we're gonna get this all done up. This is all mudded back in here. I mudded this the other day, right? So it'll be all right, because when I kind of brush this off, this dirt will come off, but then when it hardens, it won't come off, right? So it will be kind of like over here. Let's grab the lantern and go over here, because this is above the fireplace. This is already hard, so I'm going to bring up a little bristle brush, like what you do your dishes with, and go over this and knock all this rough stuff off. So yeah, we're gonna do it that way. And I was up here. Now I got a couple little holes right here where I cut this off, but that chinking that I just pulled off is gonna go in these little holes. I kind of went down through here. I still need to put a little bit more on this one right here, but for the time being, that's okay. That's okay. So, like I said, I started on this. I'm all the way out to here. I've got to do this log right here because that's still open air right there. And then just do that over there. So, yeah, this is what we got going. I've got a bunch of it down here. It's already over to where I need to go. There might be a little bit of airflow, but that board there is keeping the airflow from going up. So I'll just stuff mud back up in there and mud it all the way across. Yeah, we're going to get this going. I at least want one of these big walls closed off, and I need that closed off today. I'm going to do that all today. And then I still have, what I'll do is I'll make up a little bucket of mud, and right in here where it goes from this log to my casing all the way around. I got to do that. Some of it's done. Got to get those two little logs down there, right here. And then I'll come around, move all this stuff, and I'll start off on the floor right in here and go all the way up to here. Now I got some of this done. Now I got to get in here and get in there and continue off with the mud this way. Today's mud is going to be a lot stickier because I got to close up some pretty good gaps. So, and it's looking to be a pretty day, but it's going to be cold. 42 is the high. So, but yeah, pretty wood. I can hear the birds chirping. Everything's waking up. I could go hunting for an hour or two. See if the deer are moving this morning. But we're going to primarily hit this. And like I said, I'm going to chink the one log, which is this one, and I'll go ahead and do this one too, because everything else is chinked up. We'll just go ahead and do these two logs. Get that all done. That way there's no air draft inside. These are chinked on the inside, and these are going to be chinked on the inside. So, yeah, we're getting right along with it. So, yeah, just a nice, beautiful morning. Sun's just coming up. We got all the way over. Now, if you look, I don't know if you can see it. This hillside over here, this one here going all the way back. This hillside here, all the way back over here to the creek where I used to walk up. And then this hillside all the way over to here. Mine. That's my property. All the way up to the top. So, yeah. So, got my day planned out for me. Let that water get to boiling, which it should be pretty close. How you doing in there? She's starting to steam. I don't need a lot of hot water. I can use cold in the bottom, but then what I'll do is I'll when I put the hot water in there, I'll mix it up so it'll be warm. I won't put a lot of water in there. If it gets too loose, what I'll do is I'll take out a couple handfuls, throw it here on the floor somewhere, and I'll go up and get some more dirt, put it in the bucket to thicken it up until it gets consistency what I want. And then on the next bucket, I'll put that mud back in the bucket and we'll start off another bucket. That's how we're going to do it. So, and at the end of the day, if I got any extra mud left in the bucket, I can go up, get some dirt, patch that up, and just keep going. Like I said, I'm going to try and get this done, this wall done today, and finish this one. Now, I may not get the chinking on the outside, but that'll work. My fire kind of went out. I don't care. I'm going to be using warm water today. The only reason why I wanted a fire is so I could warm up my hands. But I got a coffee pot. Here it is steaming. So we'll go ahead and shut it off. And that's going to be my hot water. So here shortly, I'm going to get it out here, get a bucket of mud, come in here, start separating out the rocks, put the sawdust in there, and I'm going to frickin' town. I am going to mud the crap out of this today. I want it to where tomorrow, all I've got to do is behind the plastic, and that's going to be at least 3 buckets of mud, if not 4. So today I'm going to make up at least 5. Now, if I get all this done over there and over here and over there, then I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together. So, and then when I start tearing this back, I've got to get some of this. I've got moss clean on over to my flag over here, and it's only over to here. So yeah, we're gonna get this all going. It's actually not too bad outside, but we're gonna get after it. And then as I'm going, I've got a whole bunch of rocks down here. I'm going to select some big rocks and put them down in here against the edge, both edges. I'm going to fill that with dirt, keep the snakes out. I'm also going to put down a lot of rock right in here and bury it up with dirt. Now I'm going to make this bank out quite a ways. And then right here, I'm going to fill this, backfill it into here. And I'm going to make my steps to get up in here. And I've got to go all the way back, and I've got some of that bank right there to take out. If I need to take any more out, I can't take here because the roots for this are right here. So I'm just going to carve this little edge out right here. And then I've got to keep digging down to make it level. But as I'm going to kind of level this out. I've got a little bit to scrape out right here. And as I'm going, I'll go ahead and start putting down some of the flat rocks from behind here. That way I'm not in mud, because this gets kind of muddy back in here when it rains. And yeah, I didn't show you guys yesterday. I put my tarp all the way across and started my wood pile. I split all that wood and then the wood that's inside yesterday. I didn't split too much, because after I get this done chinking, I got foam coming today. And once I get the foaming done, then the next day I'll come in and cut it. And then if it rains, I'll still have an extra can. And I can identify where it's leaking. Use that other can. Plus, on the foam, for the next day or so, I'm going to shoot foam in these and shoot them up in between where the boards don't match. all the way up and down and make sure that it comes out up here, right? So up in those, that way the door don't leak. And then that foam stripping will go right along here. I'll just go ahead and staple it up, and then I'll put another thing of foam on there to make sure that it's all sealed nice and tight. This might just take one thing of foam because this is pretty tight. So, but yeah, we got the saw going. I scared off 3 people up here yesterday. There, I was doing a little bit of bear hunting when I was getting out here yesterday, and I had a big bear walking down, and the side-by-side was coming up, so I let loose around. I said, "What the hell you doing on my property?" And I chased him down the hill and caught him down at the road. I was like, "What the hell you doing on my property?" "Oh, we were just exploring." I said, "You realize it's hunting season and you scared off my bear? I'm pissed." And they were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." I said, "Where are you guys from?" And they said, "Huntington," which is an hour plus away. They had their truck down there and they unloaded it and they were just exploring. I said, "Stay the hell out of here. This is not your property." I said, "Did you see the signs?" They said, "Yeah, we were turning around." I said, "It looked like you were still coming up the damn road." I said, you weren't trying to turn around. Don't give me that bullshit." So anyways, and the other 2, well, it was one and he came up here twice. And he thought I was gone. And I met him in the road. Had my rifle up and they were like, "Holy shit, he's here." I said, "I'm always here. This is my home. What are you doing in my front yard? You want me to go down in your house, in your front yard? Or you want me to just walk in your house?" And they said, "No." And I was like, "Good, get the hell out of here. We ain't got no place to turn around." I said, "Back out. I don't care. Back the hell out." I said, "You're not turning around up here." They said, "Well, we were going to go up on top." I said, "Yeah, you guys have been up on top." And they said, "Yeah." And I was like, "You're on my property up there. Stay the hell off of it." "Oh, okay." I said, "I'm going to put some signs up there, and if you guys come in, you're going to have some flat tires because I can shoot them from a mile away." Shoot the tires out from underneath their side-by-side and then confront them and say, "Okay, now we're going to have the sheriff up here and we're going to have DNR because it's a felony to harass a hunter. So they've got to stay out of here." So they said, "Well, we seen a cabin up there. We were going to go up there and look at it." And I was like, "No, you're not. That's my house. Stay out of it." "Oh, okay." So anyways, we're going to do the chinking. Enough of my ranting. We're going to do the chinking today. So anyways, oh, my fire started back up. Yay. Maybe it was just smoldering. All right. Well, I'm going to let y'all go because it's getting light enough to where I can start getting buckets of mud and start getting this stuff done up. So we're going to start on the back wall, back here, finish off over there, and then start and get all this done over here. Then we're going to start on this right here. We're going to start on this. Yep. I probably won't get these 2 done today. I'll do them at a later point in time. And then, if I got enough time today, I'll finish off all that. I should have enough time to do all this. And then what I can do is start in on this. And I will probably start down here at this end, because that's the way the wind blows when it gets cold. We'll work our way this way. So, anywho's and anyways, yeah, my cabin is a mess. So, I'm going to let you go, because I got to get my butt busy. All right, so, guess you know. See ya.